a change of focus for us. This business, the heated gear business, where we're proud to be the world leaders, is still our bread and butter. And you're going to see some pretty awesome stuff in 2018. But for this year, we're going to take the next step. And we're going to show you what that commitment to trade-focused innovation and disrupting ourselves and disrupting segment categories really means. And that comes with 4 key products. The GridIron zip-tie bibs, a traditional jacket, a hooded jacket, and what we're calling a no days off hooded sweatshirt. All designed on the basis of job site insights, of common workwear, things that have been failing for years that no one's addressed, and all done in a way that Milwaukee's proud to call our own. I want to be clear, this is not a licensing product arrangement. A lot of industrial brands take their name and they stamp it on clothes because they know they can go out and make money. From us, Milwaukee's not just a name that we put on something, it's a philosophy, it's a development ideology. So everything you see here today started on the job site with an understanding of failures, of breaking points, of usage trends, of wear patterns, of limitations of what's currently available, and evolved to what you're going to see today. As I go from left to right here, we're going to spend some time on the major themes, the things that really make us us, and what are really going to vault our gear out the door. And we'll kind of work some of the product-specific stuff in between. Afterwards, we'll have some time if you guys want to get into specific details. My mission, or our goal at the end of the day today, is for you guys to have something to take away for your readers that shows them how Milwaukee is going to look at work gear differently and start to evolve their thinking around what work gear needs to be. If you were here last year, you saw something very similar to this. But to play in work gear, especially when you look at cold weather outerwear, you've got to start with durability. People expect this stuff to be tough, but there's no way around it. And by and large, the thing that's been around forever is 12-ounce cotton duck. People consider it the gold standard when it comes to durability. Most people don't know there's other options, and up until recently, there really haven't been. The reality about cotton duck is that it's actually not quite as tough as people think it is. It's been around for decades, it hasn't changed, and it's got a lot of other issues that we'll talk about a little bit later. But starting with durability, can I get a volunteer? Yes. All right. Teamwork. So what this is going to do is simulate a pretty common scenario. Whether you're working on a surface or walking through a site and a nail catches and you kind of rip through, what happens to the product? So if you start first, you stab through this and then pull down. So just like that, your jacket's ruined, or in most cases, people don't consider it ruined. They just go, dang it, it ripped. And they wear it like that for another year and a half until they decide to get a new one, whatever it means. So now let's look at Milwaukee. GridIron ripstop polyester. Can you tear it? Sure. But if you fight that hard against the nail, I think the bigger problem is your strategy, not so much how the product stands up. No matter what you run into, whether it's continued abrasion or rip and tear, you're going to see this material is at least 3 times more durable to common job site abuse. It's going to stand up to the needs of the job site, and it's going to be located in all the places where you see products fail. Underneath the arms, the front panels, above the shoulders, all the hem seams. Take a look for it. You can always recognize it by the crosshatch pattern, which is actually higher denier polyester threads that are woven in. The big dynamic that Milwaukee's out to change is this perception that for work gear to be warm, for it to be durable, it has to be heavy and bulky, right? I think that just kind of comes with the territory. We see things on the job site where people essentially say, yeah, I bought this jacket, but I can't wear it for a month because it's in the washing machine on circles until I can move my arms. Or guys that have a jacket, they have a pair of bibs, but they never leave the truck unless it's absolutely brutal outside because they'd rather put on 5 or 6 hoodies because it's easier to move than go and reach for the jacket, which is designed for the conditions that they're in. So in addition to being 25% lighter, GridIron versus duck, Milwaukee's taken an entirely new approach we're calling free flex construction. It's this idea that you no longer have to choose between something that's durable and something that's workable. If you wear a jacket or bibs to work, you should be able to work in those clothes. So what does that mean? We're going to go through a pretty common outfit, right? Minus some of the necessities like boots. But first you start with a heated jacket. Sorry, not a heated jacket, hooded jacket. Then a pair of insulated bibs. And lastly, just a standard cotton hoodie. What this is going to do is show you kind of what this bit of gear weighs. So about 10 pounds. Now we'll look at Milwaukee's version of all the same products. Again, hooded jacket, insulated bibs, and a hooded sweatshirt. Put them on the scale. 8.2 pounds. All right, so this doesn't blow you away, right? 17.5% isn't a mind-boggling number. But 1.7 pounds is essentially the equivalent of another jacket. And this is where mobility really comes in. You can stay just as warm with tougher gear with Milwaukee solutions than with something that's significantly bulkier and completely restricts your movement. The way that a lot of these companies handle mobility is they just make the product bigger. They're all oversized. So yes, you can move your arms, but it's not actually a functional solution. It just means it's hard to work. The combination of lighter materials, an innovative approach to layering, and things like stretch panels underneath the arms and in the bibs on the inner legs is going to make it very easy for people to move and use the clothing that's designed to be worked in. A product like this, a heavy-duty jacket, it needs to be able to survive the elements. Cold is just one piece of the puzzle. Anybody that's lived in the Midwest always says, cold is fine, you can get used to cold. It's the wind, it's the rain, it's the snow. That really break you down and limit productivity over the course of the day. So each of the GridIron products, the bibs, both the jackets are going to be wind and water resistant as well as insulated, meant for use in extreme conditions. The No Days Off hoodie is going to take a very standard, the most common piece of workwear on the job site, and innovate it to make it a little bit more versatile. Completely wind and water resistant, things like a storm flap, an extended neck, a hood that's designed to fit underneath a hard hat and stay close to your ears and not restrict your vision. Each one of these is littered with little weather protection features in addition to just baseline wind and water resistance that are going to keep you comfortable while building on the two stories I just told with mobility and durability. All in all, what Milwaukee's doing with gear is to take the idea behind heated gear, this thought that it doesn't have to be the way it's always been, and bringing it to, we'll call it a more traditional space, right? Something you guys have been asking for, something people have been asking us for years. And we're super excited to launch it this year and start to change the way that people think about how they layer and what outerwear really needs to feel like. It doesn't have to be big, it doesn't have to be bulky, it can be sleek, effective, and still tough enough to get the job done.
Alright, this is the No Day Off hooded sweatshirt, so it's not heated gear, so there's no battery pockets. It's pretty lightweight, it's nice, it's thick. Kind of meant for under the outerwear, but you just wear it casually.
The other chance aren't as cold.
Feels good. It's got long enough sleeves for it.
It's the first time I actually